Enumere no nsia kase ebonu yede bra mo peace 104.3 okay 101.7 need 100.9 ship house Abeka Junction Accra hello 101.5 FM Kumasi Edumo mama e ma munyina adwo ensema yede bra mo enumere oti enka e wo peace FM hey obeti enka radio stations ebro wo ha aduonum so Ghana ene amahodo so na ensem no de di mo akotene bi eni.
Oh my Ghana temwa for penny dia babe to dwa kirem say the brena yesi won resign free hono kwan bia so nya dia wo je mu dia to fom.
Intended to frustrate me I resign so that the architects can back in media.
Yabekwa ahuma no so ne kane deputy attorney general kwakodi enkomo ne nyina dafa ne CJ press conference ne wo freye afi press conference ninti abankese mpanifo aba yi anu a wo kyerese woni agenda bia.
Let me place on record without fear of contradiction and let me be clear that no such political agenda exists.
Kanima mpeni kofo na wakasa wadi afutuo ma Ghana titu ni MPP mebunu se akwenye bi a party ne de ban ya no wamasum.
You complain, oh the youth, this party doesn't give you. No, you must strike out, go in and contest.
Ghana man penny abedi eche dia tudwa se safata se civil society organizations brano ye betimi abowechi adom senior lecturer ewo UMAD Professor Bernard kumibuatia kasa watches and sentem social media nti mebu na omohia po no akwadwosempa nyasem kuma ene nwumre nsempi ka wehu ne yesi nkonya yede esomo yamfa seda manyumekuo yi.
Olson's chemist what the Olson's garlic capsules abejaso me part of pebi enunom na mmoa na nkwamon ho yeden MTN was we day for you baby obekobia wo mo ewo ho high sense Ghana say obi the home appliances papa abejaso ntenu ane say obekọ mu showrooms no high sense was the everyday prices for everyday people. Dolphin roofing system say wo mo ne chance papa ya wo mo de bebo dan so aba na fin so pese ye mo dan so na ebeche de amount ya Dolphin roofing system. Budget cash and carry one of the Blue James energy drink up bonten. Ebrebia wutiminum ema unya hoade eye adwuma de mu oden pa. Raoul's pharmaceutical and one of the high lady virgin mixture abba any high lady feminine wash. Na just say wo use bi no na esiesi wo himfio kama ede amaw. Pepsodent cavity fighter ebeboaw na wo se achi nam no anya hoade papa na wo se ho atimi akwesa ne se sidie bia ehu ehia me pa cho kodwomu a spices abu nemum no ohene yere spices ene beboa mu aduane aye de pa se wontimi enna JM Ado and Sons wo mo ede well sleep aba ya ebeboa mu otimi ada na wanya asundwe wei ene aboafo a wo mo eboa ye de kase yi ebesom anuanom a yesi nkonwa bekenkan kase no ede ama mo midin maame akosia etona mene
nana ya kese ena
ohine wa kese bo ahine Africa se bo na mu nchemu eni enchepi na beto dwa ese nipa miense bi esi nkonwa wo ma twon krata ede akoma Ghana man penis excellency John Dramani mama petition wamse PM peni ni suni ne banya woda ne dinto wamompe ne etie bia man peni wonwodi nkunsa na man peni kire se waya ba tampa saso no my Ghana mra wonim nti woto ne bo ase gina article ben so article 146 1992 constitution a chechem se senia hihye ne setie ne sa pepepe en wo behwe se wodi ye adwuma fefefe na anu mu na beto dwa se birimu de Ghana ase PM peni get you toko no wotenche senia be ya ba asomfo abedwoko ya ya pa wo no won betimi aye wo mo adwuma nanui yet wo yenke bi hye beto dwa se wodi ani achem wo court ba time se won hwe ntimi nke bi man nenso asam no won bon se chaskele konkotugu ya na akwa ya rehosem ye pa fiti won won kasa nenso na due de bensa no miensa ken e won kran en wo to ne safre Ghana central for se wo won sempi na opese wodi tudwa fa ne sabe sane yese won tena nche no wonim sa dodo na ate hwasem nenso se ye anasa tandodo na anim ti no wono aba benya aboche sane be ya wo betimi akyerɛkyerɛ mu yie wo se kwan ne gina yesie ni anamo mpanifo bi nam so a won pese wo mutu no sabio wo se eyade bia etia ma papa ya enye ade da fom kura afi wato so ya wo kyerɛ se wono de pa se wati wei sɛnea nipa bi ahyɛ ase a wɔfrɛfrɛ no sɛ wanhwɛ na de brɛ no wamfa nto fam paadeɛ na ebesi empo biaye a abedwoko no wɔn si nkonwa no kora wɔbua kyerɛ sɛ wɔse ensɔani ɛna due ma me get to toko no akasa a wɔkyerɛm sɛ ne de brɛ paa sɛ si gyanyade akwa bia so wɔ resign enne anaase wɔkyena sansa ne edi kan sɛ kwan a wɔn nam so no ɛyɛ adeɛ bi etia wɔ man Ghana mrasa so ɛna amanyɔsɛm bi bata ho bi a ɛnya adeɛ da fam kora na wɔto so yɛ wɔkyerɛ sɛ wɔn yɛ to wɔ bo asetena asɛm ɛfa capitation grand penny bi esi wɔ official sheet so ɛne aborɔfo no wɔn twerɛ paa sɛ petition saafo nyinaa wɔn nsɛm nyinaa da officially ayɛ kasa yɛntimi nka sɛ proof ne nienti yagye atomo ɛnoa no se yɛse yɛte abedwoko mu gu so yɛ a wɔn ayɛ adwuma wɔso wɔn deɛ ɛmfa ho ne ntɛne ahodoɔ bi a enipa bi asɔde a wɔde bɔ ne sɛ de brɛ no wɔn ankasa wɔnyi ntum na afi wɔn fanto wɔn wɔse nyade asabe wɔbɛgye atom kwa bia so afi wɔsan so aka ne biom sɛ wɔn deɛ sabio ntansa yɛde bɔ no wɔse wɔnifo na emom kwaba ne se wɔbi tu kwa akopie mu amanfo ama so a na wɔto ne boa sa temuafo adwuma no ɛnhyehyɛ ma paya ɛbɔ ho wɔntimi sabe nkɔsɔre nkase wɔkɔ akɔfo obi a wɔyɛ security person abra ne kunu anasa ne ba hɔnom enti wɔdi nsia kantama kyerɛ sɛ ne de bre kura ne sɛ sije no bɛkɔ so ayɛ ho adwuma sɛ ne bɛyɛ a enuonyam hyɛ kɛseɛ pa betimi aba ho.
It may well be that the efforts being made are intended to frustrate me so that the architects of the scheme can go back into the media.
Enina Mountain na womo eka se wono no won resign wo se nya ade a wo be resign enne na wa resign ochina na emom ne dwumadi a wodie no onim se emfa ne dwumadi no anasa kwan a wo fa so ya wo pese wo yi no ade so no emfa mra kwan mu no onim se amanyosem eforefore ho na wono aye na adwen se won resign enne en resign ochina.
It will be that the efforts being made are intended to frustrate me so that I resign, so that the architects of the scheme can go back into the media and say that the wild and unfounded allegations were not defended because they were true and I had no defense to them. As Chief Justice of the nation, who has been given the privilege and obligation to lead administration of justice, I should not turn tail and run when I know the implications of not defending false and unwarranted charges. If I resign under these circumstances, I will be saying that this flawed, unknown, and opaque process is acceptable. It is not. Finally, let me respectfully say that the current bizarre proceedings I have brought to your attention present a twist to our nation's democratic journey that we all ignore at our own cost.
Na enwachi no woto aso se peperio ene atenten ne wope e wona asem no enye se bia wope de ama ne ho wo se wo hye se de bia daachi akwama bi atemuafo aka no emefa sa wo ha we ya emu.
The final and fourth reason for this statement is that I have heard on several occasions from loved ones, persons who care, persons who may not know me beyond my public duties, and many who think that since these proceedings seem to be carefully staged to result in my removal as Chief Justice, I have also received threats and veiled threats to the effect that if I fail to resign or retire voluntarily, I will be made to suffer some harm or the other.
Na enwachi no wase enipa bi efrefre no ehunahuna no e de pressure eto no so se wono a en resign na so wase saa de no kwa de nya de a ebebo no hu kra.
What I have in my hand from the president could be different from what they have, and I cannot assume that the two copies are the same. Indeed, no tribunal does that. No tribunal will tell you that before you came here, we know that your landlord wrote to you, so we are looking into what your landlord wrote to you about, and so that is what we will be inquiring into. They will give you what the charges are that they are supposed to be inquiring into. Second, the petition itself has not been admitted into evidence and subjected to cross-examination by me or my lawyers. In this case, because they have permitted a petitioner who has so far giving evidence of whose petition we are supposed to be dealing with.
Na wei no ayese wo hyentansa wo mo de abono no wo mo nhye da ninjina so potimbia ewo mu a wo mo editia no na yankoni yankotie de na wo se nkrofo enhurahura no a wo mo frefre no senka won sifam no ya wo kyem se nyaade a obe asifam.
Fourth reason for this statement is that I have heard on several occasions from loved ones, persons who care, persons who may not know me beyond my public duties, and many who think that since these proceedings seem to be carefully staged to result in my removal as Chief Justice, I have also received threats and veiled threats to the effect that if I fail to resign or retire voluntarily, I will be made to suffer some harm or the other.
Eno wose wo hye ensem a wo mo eka ade afa no na ntansa wo mo de abo no ensem wo mo keka no nukura bia animu.
My lawyers are left to guess which allegations in the petitions that I received on 27th March are supposed to be the subject matter of the testimonies that the witnesses have referred to. It is this total absence of compliance with all known rules of fair hearing that has caused my lawyers to file applications for judicial review in the High Court to declare all the proceedings void. Because the clear danger is that through this flagrant violation of CI 47 and the darkness of the current proceedings being held in camera behind the walls of Edu Lodge, my lawyers and I can come to the end of the proceedings. The evidence will show that every one of those allegations in the petitions that were given to me on 27th March is unfounded and untrue. And yet, the committee can dig up some allegation from whatever documents they claim to be having from the president, which they have not shown to me, and purport to enter a recommendation for my removal on that basis. Allow me to.
Na enu achi no eno oto aso social committee a wo mo ehye na asem no copy a ewo se wo mo de man petition a wo mo ede koma wo mampanyi se wo hwe na mo nyini from pe copy no so a eno so yemfa emane.
As we all know, when a citizen is summoned before a court or any administrative or disciplinary committee, it is the duty of the committee or court to give the citizen a copy of the complaint that they are presiding over. You cannot be summoned without a writ, a petition, or a complaint. It is also the duty of that committee or court or tribunal to give copies of all documents that have been filed with them before the hearing is started. How does anyone defend themselves without a copy of the complaint that they have been summoned to come and answer to? This Article 146 committee refused to give me copies of the petitions that His Excellency the President gave to them. They refused to give me a copy of the prima facie determination that His Excellency the President is supposed to have given to them. They claim that they know that the President sent me copies on 27th March of the petition on 27th March 2025, and so they do not need to show me what the President gave to them. Also claim to have copies of the responses that I gave to the President, but they will not provide the petitioners with copies of my responses.
Eni awuti ye Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono.
Sansem we yamu na peni kwankyerefo ye okasa de ma mampeni Felix Kwachiofo sum. Wade ato dwa ye a wo kyesa amanyosem bia nim na mmom eye Ghana mraso na Ghana mampeni His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wogina so ode ye adwuma.
In terms of confidentiality, the president has acted strictly in accordance with the Constitution. At no point in time has the presidency put out anything in any way, shape, or form that remotely resembles any of the contents of the petition. And the only communication that has gone out on this matter have been about the steps that the president has taken in in accordance with the 1992 Constitution, Article 146 to be precise. 3, her leadership, the Chief Justice, all but insinuated that there was some political agenda at play to oust her, and that this whole process is the result of sin. Let me place on record, without fear of contradiction, and let me be clear that no such political agenda exists. His Excellency the President took an oath to which he was incidentally sworn by her leadership, the Chief Justice herself. And in that oath, he swore to abide by the 1992 Constitution. He is enjoined to act a particular way when he receives petitions.
Afe na wo kasa fa no bia ya bedweko no mu si nkonya no wo chese no se ya na empepi no wo kɔ hɔ no ma na ehwehuna no sanse hɔ no na ne wo fa sabio ye fa ne kɔ ya ye kun no na no so ye wura Felix Kwachofo su ka sei e de fa ho.
This government, Emperor Mama, have nothing to do with the claim of any judge. Second, there's absolutely no nexus between the petitions that have been brought and that unfortunate incident in our past. So any effort to link the two is regrettable and should not find space in this sort of discourse. It is most undesirable, it is most unacceptable. Now, the venue in question is the Edu Lodge. Yes, it is close to the Osu Castle, which used to be the former seat of government. As I speak, there are government agencies that operate there. So there's a public place. The Osu Castle is a public place. You can go there to conduct official government business. Beside it are private residences owned by Ghanaians who move freely in and out of their residence, even though they are situated very close to the Osu Castle. So the impression that a facility in the vicinity of the Osu Castle necessarily makes it intimidating or foreboding is completely misplaced. It is unfair. It is not justifiable. Now, Edu Lodge is a state facility which is often used to house high-ranking officials who visit the Republic of Ghana. It belongs to the state. The decision to use that place was not that of government or President Mahama. The committee requested that they needed facilities of a certain status that could house their activities and that could facilitate a smooth running of the proceedings.
Wa manensi wanu ma na wo kasa fan senia petition ni pia abonte na wose anu se wodi yaw pa na emum MPP media stations no na de ba abonten.
Even the media houses that first broadcast the content of these petitions were media houses that you can say are aligned to the opposition, and they are the ones who have gone to town with this sort of thing. So to attempt to cast aspersions on the presidency is most unfortunate, and it causes what should be a smooth process leading to the determination of the merit or otherwise of the petitions that have been brought. So in summary, I would say that what has happened today is most regrettable, and as government or as the President Mama is committed to upholding the rule of law. We cannot have a situation where, depending on who is involved, the constitution is set aside. All Ghanaians are equal before the law, in the same way that our courts have dealt with individuals in accordance to law. If members of the judiciary themselves are alleged to be engaged in some wrongdoing, the processes laid down and spelled out by the Constitution ought to be respected. And that is exactly what has happened.
And ye kwete wani epeni kwanchira for your kasa de ma by Felix Kwachofo.
Kane aban lawyer penny ene so afo hwe atentene so na bedi akire eye onumunyamfo dan na asonaba dapa honorable majoy
mira meje so na mo hoye
erade adom na nso e
yankopon do me hoye pa
you paja utimi etie chief justice mame tokonu ne press address na oye ni bi
yampa cha metie ni na bi fiti ase no
okay ansana ye be fa no na poso no utie nsem ni nyina awie ye no na etosɛn
yo me da tipi me fa sa kwenya so edika chia no atifo nyina se me kakra chief justice impeachment procedure is starting sen padodo na bigina bia wota asem no se me de me ka se na enyina so die mi ko na mi gusu tina baby am tina empo enen na matie no krade aya asem ama bigidi se Ghana ni bia wo dwene ye kabi mamin kabu amemu no ekwa akire no ebeja se ni pana yam hihie ne mponya Ghana fo nyina mpempi me ka se court asem de nya Ghana fo nko an court manfrafo nyina so court na na wutie nsem na epi na aya ama me nsem na me kan ye start kan ni na nem se no asem kina ma edi ehu na de arefo and Abamina Midi Sagana for being so no mate. Now we have na personal person into baby some home saying for many one. Be anywhere chess Article 146 proceedings, no. A yet a catastrophe say, Ubeti to be found with you. Send a lawyer or we say, yes, say, after saying, lawyer to a young senior man in Kebby. See, justice a court. Sebi member can take a section of finish rope up in form. Article 146 proceedings, my own say, a BSC penny, ya be paying. Na court to dine a free judges are ye petition to our warm Article 146 and not assembly by now. Yayan will court to them. In this one part, I've seen a government a day young with the into a moko do Lord. Sankawu Edwin who said you equate who say the history with this do Lord say no over. Now I come move far, why dream far, Pesoyan she moves the two justice. Quite be at the abandon a win as well. A DNA season quantity and Testania and a damn. I will call to them. Court, Supreme Court. You would prefer court conferences. Judges so easy as some by petition and be a 1 year. And today a dance so ne. So whoop baby. He party said yes, justice must be done. Must not only be done but manifestly to be done. And tonight being a church and then you have been a will bet to the match say. A dire special investigative report express 1 year ball for equal judges 1 year do question. Then think you call to them, send it to the iron use court facilities. Think I sent it to women in one more. Petition media made a switch now say, name us will be and will be here say, now at a constitution then web constitution being where say that meant spokesperson for to quite begin our kind. Was it the letter and the spirit of the constitution? If you catch Article 146, no? Bien why you're breaching her. Make sure that would hear the letter and the spirit of Article 146. And just as a would yet in camera proceedings, it will be found you so. Article 146, the letter and spirit, and just will find it prima facie. Say, young conscience, it was a quite doing as well. One money reason, you won't be paying. I'm a president, and Pobra or Cassia petitioners, they say, there is no prima facie case into quite do my boy. Omumpa nanka yebetini akata obetini atro one line so wasem na ade ban na so die ho wo kirekire mu na poso ye hu bi da kwaku atare die wo say why you know na so die ni so na asem say na me sing na so die ni so na kampete de wo sing na so ho na ti justice wo ni se kwadu na hefa e da wo find prima facie case say ye Daniel Foyi say ya Kogo die say yes, signing star. Because then some higher no. Mira, a queen soon say you kept mammy pepi amemono, and an kakra, a binding a pesiguno. It's not in theatre one, a ha. Na, I mean, say, Ghana for 1 year more Mutigana Hena at the Argentine Cassia Pan and the better thing. This a womb pack a bibania tabiamamono.
Okay. Me obe mi ensa bi ase mi bisa odi kan ene se o se odi na dwuma eto ho no de e ma so saa sanse mra no kra no e ma no kwan na o kire se Supreme Court J602 2019 case bi wo ho saa no emma temuani bi akwan se si edi wasem especially say ya she article 146 na se no obeka se odi dibre atofom ene bibia te saa Sasam no nanka ebi adwen yon se senia maami ono na ofa ahudie se yentie nasem in camera o se mempe yenye na bonti na obi anhwe bi court ne se da bi uni sa kwan no o se okay sa temuafo o motena asem no so enye yie yese da bi maame tena ho ne nka asem ne ade nanka bi mu fi se maame na kɔ anim wato anim anye yie ato akire na anye yie anko mfa dibre no ento eno ne de okan ne yi o de beto hin
Megasi Primera, and Champions of Minunia Obis, where the can Casana, me say, and then me respect and woman, no, I couldn't even power. Said ye the Swawa near the house. And he said, Chief Justice, a Jumadina, ye the man, no. A yasudi, and yet or no justice token, and the Biamakasasi, baby, I'm meeting it. see the Chief Justice Mawa, as I said, dear him amount, not a quaba. Was here cool the annual in the Bush and 40 million swings, and a more Macasabi, I audition on Quaquega. Was sick a year for the purpose of our democracy. And meeting our decide to say, and I quoted, I will not run with my tail between my legs. And you know, woman, this is Justice Man, a womb, a yah womb, not say a yah about that is in the gun. A democracy, a Tabiman, Tabiamon, and year building. It was a Utia, was a ne, a summer to me, and told me as Justice Tokum, I promised a Chief Justice. And I told me, a trusted be up to wait me up to public officials, you see public service commissioners near dear. Your constitution never quite so be independent. A year executive legislature ain't me faculty be so ain't now almost almost no meduma. Now the media may be a fool, says this year Gania once big Gani Dino. A Gania, no ma'am, why a cabby mammy cabby amamu. Media sana metiasi. Na amma ebua me wo mama me no akosoro if you didn't see no na nani tua say adwuma ya me bebi eho asodie bebre wo ho de bien baba de mu eden so baba na edu de eden na me gan eno nti me de efa bi no se me krank na yesa say yes ye democracy ni na ye do de ne boa enti endo din kosi awie na ono de ni tina bia ne say ye da boa ma ye tabi mami tabi amamu be konini enu mo dinachi na enu o dinachi no na esi wo kan yu se sa fa hu bi enti so a koso aye na ye he ne kan no ehu wo su sa so enti me de me ni wona wo kan so won fan to me ni wo mo nya ade sa na o broni be se he has betrayed the democracy we are building me de ene ne ya ade
okay mo lawyer fo na mo se su shefa yemua utie esuo dia no atie awia de ansa na abebu ho aten a watie o kan e wosi maami wama ubu a wo ma no ekosoro one ne ya adwene e wo we ho one na se ase wontie committee no ne aban mu de kra one maami ne ya adwene o
enti asema ye ka no ehu obi be se asenie na ade ama me se ni suo no se de wo kan na ye de ye adwuma di ase neti wo so wa file judicial review application wo court ye hu ye or the be about court and ye said ye chia ye and at the court because I think I have made the certain representations to the committee and woman more. And it's a new year be one you never saw about it in a nothing will be some a dinner staff financial so that you are no one.
All right. Antina na sana obeko kra no okan bibi fa temuafo Gabriel Poaman ehun na efa owura akolgo case no ho o se wo mo a etena asem no su di sa asem no na Justice Poaman eka ho afi akolgo di asem no baaye no wayi Justice Poaman se o me na dance mampani so koti committee se ye metena asem no mu a Poaman kro ya na san etipuruti ya yesa behwehwe na asem mu eti ho no ono ogidi se ase bibi koso one ne ya adwen sa
Mira, many are dressed as me, my casa me da do. A be my meaningless, yes, no be a muse. A year justice for my man and my papa no more. And so I some number can say a can. In fact, me a deputy attorney general, no, war council for law report one year chair done. Meaning I to my pa or payment me permanent. And I send not click and abba. Na Nick can see a case see a catchiano. And maybe I can say me by the car where CBS to say, Yamu Swab, Fidia would be to say. A young Dana, a cold body in a petition, a queer Dubai. Once any evidence, Teresa Mammy, my yes, me too, mono. A newspaper publication be sending the law platform or the carry the queer do no. Not on one evidence, nor the carry in the queer do. Ya true, say. And so and Yamon somehow, 4 years with Supreme Court, no. I was our panel and not Justice Poaman can Justice Poaman so piano be said, hey, and for when he is Sadian, and from my Supreme Court to her. That publication on any evidence, no, na yet then, na ye declared Duba, yes, ye declared with Tia a year or no Justice Tokumu. Send your court system, Mrs. Tiano, Supreme Court, and ya ni penny at the more full moon, a better so. Sada no ntemu form num na net so that is Pama can be. Then omo ka ho no ade ne evidence by say that is Pama so tian bi say wo mo ade wo court so justice Kolendi so tian. Ni emfa kwa edu ni bi mo mu nyina. You see, when you look at it, it tells you the absurdity of the petition, especially by Akogo. Na ye then after they will say be ono chairman or that committee na no dance here. Oh, it's in the sermon. I saw no dia no kwan na da ho amomi en kam en kan tin no. Eno na kyerɛ ma wo sɛ the judge atena se one in a young for a bua semono. Push Article 127 clause 3. What do you want to mean? But they are immune from liability in the performance of their functions. And our court in a Kogo assembly. And it's that is so common quiet as you. And to court to see why you're here among who summon into your show contempt. And yes, that is so common quiet show contempt. Justice Pwama so you contempt to be. Justice Kolendi so you contempt to be. Mienuna na ka hu man be ye ani penum so. Ate wo contempt to be. If you yet den na wo kwa di kire se eminti. Ye ono betem no. Justice Tokonu. Ye so as chief justice. And a whole tiase no na. Eye den sa wo betiase. Na enye epobi any adwin bi ne task ade we yetia. In this sense, he entertains our petition and money track prima facie case. Near Casabi, Minu Casa, you trian, ye de committee, Ama de Biomotanasi, a true more allowance or mass for light, yen ye tria or master her papers on the bay, yet the taxpayers' money, Echo Tanasa in Mira, a more yo. It's Mumia she, none of cranny that I am secretary, me and Catantre away. I buy me say, baby, I walk on it, a where na ye kabi man ntabi amamu no eno na wo de sekan enu ase na wu tu ase sabi emepi ne ka se mpo ye papa Rollins a wo fi military wu ba wa anya ka anyama we na campese kabi man nkabi amamu e wo the year 2025 enti asefem
Arabo you peace news da ase
me da ase ni ra ya no mahwem ho se
you da ase ononyamfo dina asona bada pa Kane no ya ban lawyer penny abedi achiri ono ena yene no atwetwe nkomo na sasem ya yesa ko ahoma so na yene emranim ni boaten boama a oye private legal practitioner atwetwe nkomo council peace fm kase boso ne yemo adwo
mini ameda wase emza akosi boaten boama boama pacho yo medase ni siesie yo council dey kan ultimate chief justice ne press conference ni bi MZ na ekoso de manya kwanya ntini mo mu wie no makwako eti
na utie ni nyina we initial comment ye den
o de me kan na ne se MZ ye wura ye ma me chief justice MZ normal na kwanya commission no committee no astatia omu hwehwehwe mu no utimu se ne kasa mu no ma bi enko yie ma no sana me mu no de amafo bebusa ne se na sebi say yet committee be say na say constitutional provision mu say ultimate na president o me do me commendation come president e ba ne say na nka o mani nwi amba nze the whole Ghana ni na we chief justice na wetin ba bonte be ka masam e bi say article 1468 no che say bebi e be koso bia na be ne kokoam enya emma bonte tene bi na akoya bobo na manfo ka no we be ka say freedom of speech e wo ho there but o share committee na Bonica Sem you fan say ye Kwesa judicial committee ajeze omuwo to me as omu di asem and this full like a court there my name no sha ne brand ni subani na ko ese court and you know ye be kan sa dia adin na mremu no ubeka the chief justice mu a sebi onim memra na oye amani mu ni na mra anase oji court sem akotini a won ye pani na asemu ye nya wie no ababonti abeka ntene na bibre na eka but se wo hwe mu a ubeka se enya appropriate there se asemu koso ntika wan hwe mu kwa yanka bianka case bi kra awo Supreme Court anase court bi no bi babonti beka sa hunsia ka court no bit ma che no contempt but then we know special judicial committee dem gi kan kan no na obi bi so beka say na ono so oni nyina so obi ade freedom of speech wo no but o de to ne mienu ho no mu dia emze bia mame na hu no ma bia ekoso say enya dia attention e betwa enti ono so aboboja ba bekasa enti aye divided opinion e bi mu bekasa opinion was speech at the same time too no what's the sanctity of the process a normal course e wo court ana bi say your constitutional provision say e bia e di asema o mu say tire mra ne sika ne say yenye ne kokua mu a adenti na say problem sa na bi mu so eka
okay say ye safa no eto nchen a ne nsɛm a ɔbobɔ so no utie ye na odi toto emra no ho a na usom so especially sobo no a ye de abɔ no baabi a ye yi sɛ ye nkonkodi asɛm no afi ɔka bibi fa justice poaman de ho nsɛm pɔ no a ɔbɔ ye ne sɛ mranim ni utie na asɛm no na usom sɛn
wɔn sɛ mprempire no sɛ obi ɛwɔ nyinaso bi sɛ enipa a wodi ma asɛmi ebia ɔyɛ ebia wɔ interest mu anaasɛ ebia ade ɛfa no ho a so obe raise objection to it and wo hwɛ ya sɛ attorney general a wɔtwa mu kɔ yɛwura gɔfrɛdame ɛde kɔ kada supreme court sɛ saa nipa no ɔmo wɔ so ɛsɛ nka eyi ɔmo supreme court no ɛbɔ guyɛ nti no sɛ si ade akɔkɔyɛ no deɛ bɛka ne sɛ ɛyɛ mpa sɛ deɛ ɛkɔ so no ɛnyɛ but deɛ bɛyɛ deɛ ehu sɛ saa na ɔmo bɛgye atum na sɛ ɔmo nye ntum and until the committee the back say ajatu but em say ma me no suspect foul play ma me no nwuni ye tin chances here ye betina conclude say ana ba ko wie e ana ba ko wie bia na but the kaya ko ye say no man na ekọ no de ba ko wie an say ma me no on be yi na firi ho no and ye be yi na firi ho kwa be fa so be yi na firi ho no eno so e kwan papa so ana and the ade no so no onim is a quasi judicial committee and the ade ni say no ma bi nko yi a obetimi a challenge court but o mako challenges ano mani na no anyeyi ebi mu so ka se baby te say bia the condition of service no ye man na kwanya say obetumi atukwa no eno no ke bi mu mfani say bia anka judicial code of conduct bia anka judicial service for obetumi deal with it and you know we say ade e koso ni na no a lack of interpretation of what constitutes a friend say a stated misconduct and then a che say wa misconduct no sa no ma we ni na akoye normal en shada ye nimre bia ya shada akenya mu ya stetini mako se ka sete misconduct of justice e bia watu kwan na do bia ka kwa so de ka ho e bia wa yesi enti ani na ama a lot of speculations eno man na aircon
kaza sasemu yi asema me tokono wa adwene bi se ye abu ne ntanchia na kwan a ye de nam so no enye papa aban so kyerɛ sɛ ɔnyɛ mfomso bi ɛsɛ sɛ wotie enyiano a ɔnabo Felix kwache ofosu de baaye no a ɔno so pɛ sɛ ɔkyerɛ sɛ mampani mahama ɔnyɛ mfomso bi a mmara no so pɛpɛpɛpɛ no ɔnam no ti maame no so a wosu no ɔnte aseɛ saa asɛm yi ampacho de bra
opani onim bibi
mbajo mamenti
ka papa fashi case na ese one way a bia depend on where you stand no it has same be ba obetumi aka say we ni nyina so it has same be ba we aka say we nyina so the ekoso na on minu mienu unim de di kan si yansa ade we beba tama na ma be chief justice na MPP war power and you know from commentary o ma running na ne say ma me no dwumadi no entwaye enkoye and when ensema ekoso ni na me ubusame a me ka chew say ye wono ma bi so ho ne no ma bi akwanya bi e baaye no ama maame no so no suba bi o dead no ene na me hunu se ensema ekoso ni anu openi ubusa ma adwene pa me ka chew say enye ene ntino mbeso mutu maame but ehu bi ni suro bi a ene no ma bi e course bi a mo fi se ankoyi entino mo de yes ade no what must say entino asem no ho ka is opportunity kro no I say ate obi stro obi no e wo ba bi say obetuma yesi because the moment feel say bi maybe atwam no case cry ye de ba ye opposition no ye say etena so no otimi jato no ma na otimi free bi mu within even weekends e dey some dey bebre e wo ho no mo na wo hwe ensem o mo kika ye say o mo ba power de bende entino sa no mani na kika boma e dey sa nya entino ba bia wo gina no e na be kire say pama fashi case e dey ni po ma yi wo mo so no o shemu a sensebe o mo di asem no ensem bebre etino obani de atia ni se me madwiri mu no normal na ye yusu de atia ma me no nya normal ndi epesi nya so tu no ye wo friends and current normal bebre ho no mu a asisi a eno no e de ehu bi ni normal bi ase go bi se nipa we ya ba ibeji no ana identity
na de maame aye nei emfa pressure bi meto committee no so
oh de wa ye ne de what we say opani I think say no wa hu say bia anya say bia de no makono o ye de on beka say ono no wa ye wa kwanda wa misconduct no de be yi no e di sanso de tie de wa ye na ju say sa na be ba dia ene ye koye ni hu no no ma bi wo ho no ma meso be ka na me ho hu say gofo no ai atrechia no ma twa tama me dia meso ma babo ntia ba be ye enti eno na wo ye sisi ya no enti eno so na manfo ka say chief justice there a serious ethical blunder I mistake I just say asamu koso ekupo mu ani kwaso mabonte babeka and the ebi kra ka say be ye kra na wa breach constitutional provision I no kwa betime just say so dia tu no
hey
because one swear hope say about protecting or preserving the laws of Ghana at all times. And the way in just idea at the 148 which say sa committee here is no be kukuam empia bonti it wa bonta be na is a wu buso e de bi mu kra ka say na te see in the say assemble court see a president ma many set no e very bad be betima I press conference no maka ho asem and he says the chief justice ayana so obi anka bidia and I say betima e say be ye twada ho but the no so no o kan na no so ono so hu say abobi be wu opre e bia bia du no ade no e dey obekọ enti obekọ dia ene ma menka de wo mu na manfo hu say bia ye persecute me prosecution
na magana mra
oh o shemu dia enye president ne nye but you see say sometime too no onim bibi what try through the court system because Supreme Court among for the various applications are called say committee no here no man on be hold no on and I be ni pe biafum ni na amfa and you know one so we said is the last means of head obetimi akofa na wa ma amfo atena asem yi and you know about bonte but as a matter of fact chief justice there say asema constitution na make provision na ya kana mana to say ye ben kukuwa mu no e de mun se ni ba bonte a antwaye but wo kana so no ono so no yawo e na mani hu na ono so hu so wo fam eno ma bia entwa NCA ono so ma beka
ne kwakra mu no kaso we na e koso no committee no omo time limit bia so omo de adwuma na
ene onim yenti amanfo ka say there must be proper law governing this entire process they say you say nyamra ebe boss abrawe no bibia ni wono mo sa and who share bibi say case say ajetu me say attorney general naka wo hwe mu kra na anka ba chief justice de enu pa nanka ehu hia say constitution enka say be ka permit na facilitate dem there was a lacuna ina kwa bi da ho nto mo ka chief justice ye be yina ya be say permit facilitate so that the president be establish and unim ye hia mra ebo boss ade no ebra ne hu say ye be ma committee time say ye be ni say edu say be say say ano afa na am say ade aba of republic na asa afa na na edi ho abobo na you know but enti enoma emra no ya kan on the constitution no e kam na da wasana e sa provisions e chese parliament ensan shamra na mbamba ba mu na entry mu na obi anhu de wo mpote constitution beto make e bia statement ba ko pese but that statement no misconduct ne wo mu no committee of affairs committee no on establish that be mo wi o madwuma sa no ma weni na enim
enti sa amra no hwana se so ye
parliament ya ana eso mo ye attorney general ene ho maka obetima ka bu matrasi ya be na dia ko parliament select committee no ho o matrasi o ma pass na ba be yellow amati se o mo ka so mbe ye de but I didn't think that be akwa be say firefighting people ya there be a trauma sembanza
enti se ba bia yeduro no o de emfa de say mampani betimi aka say edin bona doso o de bia case na duru bia magem enka obetimi isa
o ba bia duru de e be ye diaman because William there are constitutional steps you take it so be the petition by president or be establish there's a prima facie case nipa no kra no according to case law kwa there a man copies of the petition to study and you know president upper state no and our case there's a prima facie case you nyina so bi wo no ma e wo say itimi ede committee to trust no mo hwehwem e nyina so na committee na duru nte say no me ni provision e kire bibia nkyeresa ana constitution saka say by a warrant na no man president bet me a suspended chief justice why no so e dey see ano I say steps na constitution mu no article 146 no and the one follows how be do how but be anu a me hu ji aka say obet maka say e be a suspension obet maka say why my yi but say process say o kasa be adu there me hu provision bia wo mu sa ana mra bia anu official say say obet me akonachi they wo no wo with him president so o to me so that o to me obet me e dia bibia ne mo mra mu ni there me hu say atwa sa to me no
Obeni ya da se anwumre but se wo betu amanyofo ofo efa senior ye chichire ka bi ma menka bia especially se wo gina chief justice dey abay so ono na etemuafo penny but atemuafo bi dey by ansa na ne dey ba me kai time anas expose no ebaye ye se atemuafo no bi akoje wa chase adamude e bi akoje credit 20 cedis e bi age mponche e bi age bayre ye gina so yi won madi e ma omuluzu omo entertainment gina na ade se ube gina so aka bibia kire amanyofo fasa kwan a ye faso de atimuafo e faso ne wonu mo a emra no bo mo adwuma ho ban sa no a obeka ne sen
oberi me da se ma me fa konya we so oni utu momone fo no so no to okra so fo obeni enye amanyofo nkwa no musu banye se de wu anga sa wo ka se mu no wo ka se atemuafo ni bu ho mo ko gya demudie ama eyi yo mu eti no sa na tie oni so ye mawo position say o ye judge wo be bia o fidelity ni any o faithfulness no is to the law, the constitution of Ghana, and found any power do be di ade no bibia o be ye bia no as a constitution na otima na e ba obra anybody be appointee mo mu de na so true na bia e so hu say bibia e wo limit and found any pressure beba ma onu kredie say that was off no say every na be di mu no o hold the constitution no and obey ade obey fapim obey just do dumadie at the same time politicians also no almost who say there is separation of powers though shada enkano completely especially our constitution but who show ma said there there's some kind of fusion ebi etimi ebe fra o share minister or say parliamentarian memo no say bad judiciary na constitution making it clear say there shall not be any interference. In fact, so yeah, Juma cry na se bibi cry ebe metochia. We drink panon ko baby because we na Juma. Article 127 say after general no obako no ekasa ye no. But you see, here to ento omu ni nanfo. You see ya akwa de say kroma your MPP lawyers, your MPP judges. Sadia na ekoso no say ya nhwe ye o china kronu ebebo ye nya trust be o court system ni mu. E di mu ma ye hu say ade na ye ni na no ayo ma ba ko pe na Ghana ye na ye hwehwe sa o ma no po se ebo a menu mi na ba bia nko ene ebe bo so a ejina ye suba ne ye ne ye enti entu o mu ni na afo say emfa wo ni pa odo ba ye o appointed wo because the high court the supreme court justice na political influence from anya bia no supreme court as a president ene ebe nominate ene council of state ene normal high court judges so no president be swum in their influence name no say nya de oba and intina me hu say your constitution no ye hia overhauling powers na dia ma executive no so too much and did bia no all the actors or more the various in the public sectors and other organs of state no akwa to say obi say on session obi anum da bia wo de hu na ye adwuma na nipa de hu so ye adwuma ye ka sekoda obeda ye say obeba because there bia wo to no one can be anshem. And it's in our share, Chief Justice Georgina Wood, election petition 2012, or who will not cast the maintenance and I appoint to be. But no one careful. Because they were near Cantimato, so not the Esca Bacatos. Nobody go, your mouth post now, also one beside you, Mafa, when you may
so medase papa lawyer kwesi boaten boama or a private legal practitioner ena yene no atwetwen sankomo abusua de man komo twetwen ko so nyina ne se ena wiei ena temuafo pani maame Gertrude Arabasaki tokonu ya sesi a ya twena sensen no or friends and trofo ede nsem bi tu dwa na nsem ni nyina afa kwan a yede na afa so no ho de omu anani nye ho ene ade ena ochechire mu na no ne mranim fo so edi ho nkomo etie on adwene
Geomatic Engineering Department Senior Lecturer war University of Mines and Technology UMA Takwa Professor Bernard Kumibuaten ena wakasa na ode atu edwa se ehwo behia pass ye disuafo ya wo mu awo man we mu no ye de wo mu ebefa ntitiye mu awo abefo kwan so na enumu ne kasayem ana o se nanu adan hwehwemu a wo mu eyeye efa social media so no wo kiremu se eha disuafo bebre ena ese wo mu madodo na aya akwadworo ebi mu ntroye enye kra ene kwan kro befa so na odi asuade no eha adwen ene wo sisisi an adwuma bia ni abrese wo pe odisuani bi a wo wie suapon a wo krado so oba be ye adwuma nye obi a wo ba betra so wo wie suapon pa ye ma no hwe wontimi nye wo se enye no ene wo se wo mo ehwe edi ho dwuma na wo sisisi a pa de kame ese disuafo no ekọ social media no so ane ma bone nko a ene wo mo hwe ne papa no mo gya to wo se so man hwe na wo mo mani anku adesua ho yi a daakye akoma bi ade oseye ebebre wo mo Professor Kusibuaten ade sansem we atudwa e wo UMAT ebra na wo mo ye career fair ade amadusuafo a ewo suapon no emu
omatimi aye interviews a ye be conduct am omo eti ye moki interview so de ye for adwuma anu baba ya wo beyi na enkura ne yade pa in particular baba ko ba ye ne ehwe ni CV no so no within 4 years adwuma watimi aye ama no ho etimi wo so ono de waboa no ho for adwuma ewo ho eti ne ma bi se na UMAT de agu akwan mama enwofro na ye tete wo no yade pa ebe boa wo mo daachi na omo hwe social media na se abana enam so a short messaging no ama bebre spellings nyakra etieno no ne niam nkitenkete a yehu ya na enkoye ene omo mannerism so de omo kasa omo de omo nsabonkum na obi so de nsa asi no ho na sa niam nkitenkete na enkoye
enu achi no Jesmo Group of Company Human Resource Manager Mr. Eric Kofi Ansa enso ese hu behia passe suapo ahodo ewo omanwe mu no akade bi omu hia bia na wose yetimi ede momo se de ebe ya wo mo ebe ya practical de omo de omo nsa eye no na se de wiase ekọ no wo hwe abafo kwan so a omo didi dwumaniti no emma niema ekọ ententempa
problem no classroom workshop, how we balance it. There are some courses I am of the view that we should do either 50-50. We should say yes 70-30 looking at the course. And the universities also have challenge when it comes to equipment. They were infidable one can say university nankasa enya namode chrenkwala university binum enni, especially when it comes to the engineering and vocational technical course ni sa nneema no. And no man ya den say mode nimdie bi ebema yankwala no. I think that the university need to be retooled. Their curriculum is okay, but they need to be retooled to have certain equipment, certain workshop. To me at the same colano. I also touch on intention and how serious the organization, the institution, the university should take it. And the students and Ankasa. We will why a mom letter say phone call intention for uncle no didn't throw na I saw koi emwa the cheremo elho.
Enia wuti Justmond Group of Company Human Resource Manager Mr. Eric Kofi Ansa yenua apia dankwa Rock FM ene chura amaniboyi ebesom yen
ene ana MPP amanyuko yen se womo artist school a ebe kire won party abakosem ene won mu nyina so na ye party ntintiman se ne be obi odon ho bedom osoro amanyuko no obehunu nia party no ejina so na oye na dia wahunu nia obeye ede afa na sa edwabo no ase no kane Ghana mampani His Excellency John Ejekum Kufuor ekokasa ase Papa Kufuor nkasa mu no de to emabu na wo party nanim se kane na nkane ase ebe di brebe a yenya mfa mampanifo nkwa da bi o ka kire mabunu no se di brebe a beto ho party no mu a wo mpribi na se wo babunu na atenchen hwe se wo ye babunu anti ye kopre amatumi no aba ne de aba beto na so se fa no kodai a enye yie sa obi amfa ne hunyim na wompre di bre ne bi no wompre no ne kwan so se de party no ema ho kwan afei mampenda da John Ejekum Kufuor se apiri bi aba party no ni nyina ye ne a obetu franka ama party no e wa afempinu ene aduonu nwotwe abatuo no mu o se obi a opese di bre no womfa ne ho nsi wo se wo ye party ni ba mapa na onni party nhyehyɛ so watimi wakame kasetwie atenie ene niema etesa no emwa party nkabomu.
These days, young people, I see so many of you here. You complain, oh, the youth, this party doesn't give you. No, you must strike out, go in and contest. don't expect anybody to do anything on the silver platter. A party must be united. We must be reconciled. But if we go in with swollen egos, I'm this, I'm entitled, it's my turn. If you say that to yourself, the next man will also say that to himself, or the next woman. So why do we get the unity? And without the unity, how can you call yourselves a party? Democracy is one man, one vote. Most of you lawyers, doctors, engineers, professionals, these days you are all becoming Europeans. Monogamy. You and your wife, you live in a fine bungalow, perhaps with just a child or two. The liberal outside there at your gate may have 2, 3 wives, perhaps 10 children. When it's time to go and vote, and you haven't won the support, the trust of the who would win?
Na ose ade ba kwa se omanfo hye ne so ne se kabima me kabi no onipa ba ko bia wa ba ba ko ya obeto na ne lawyer fo bebre so de omo adom party ne ade a omo hwe bibi se aware nhihye kora ewo ho no yese okunu ba ko oyere ba ko enso ebi awo no awo ye lawyer ni wa ye adwuma ba obra no awo yere ye ba ko ono oyere no ma e ne hye fie ho ebi ade one ne ye adwuma se lebra na wote adu ho no wono oyere no ba miensa nan wa pro ho se ya ye kwa koto aba wo ne sa nipa no mienu ho na wo abadodo enso esesa wo ne sa nipa no nyina ka bom ye adwuma na watimi anya ne ho gidie ne abrechemu se sa nipa migine di se meto aba ama no wato aba ama anya sa wo ye no kwa kane Ghana mampani na adanko akufo ado so na ese okasa ase bibinti wantumi anko ema wo ma maame akosua frema osei pare ya no ye ne chief of staff ene kokasa ma no ante frema so di tudwa se MPP amanyuko nkanka ne mpanifo no wedi anim sesi ano ono wa asudie na ma omo mma omani mpasa asudie no so.
Fellow patriots, I extend the best wishes to you on the launch of the Patriotic Institute, the Capacity Building Center, and think tank of the new Patriotic Party that seeks to deepen the knowledge and understanding of the liberal democratic values and principles of every dedicated and committed member of our great party, and to provide a transformative environment to mentor future leaders of our party. I'm extremely passionate about this particular project. For me, this will be one of the most important channels through which we will have a positive impact on our party leaders and us, our nation as a whole. I am of the firm belief that the impact of the Patriotic Institute will go far beyond the borders of Ghana, as the leaders of MPP trained by this institute will also aspire to take up the mantle of leadership on the continental realm.
Na kane emrahye bedwamo chame onmonyamfo Mike Okwe enso ekasa ase.
I was a contestant who lost. We all went on one tangent. What will I do if fortune should smile on me and I should be elected? And what have I done before? I am praying all persons who are possible aspirants. Let us be as the old patriotic people did. Tell everybody what you yourself have done in your life before, what you have done in the party, and what you will do for Ghana if you should have the breath of the newly elected presidential candidate of the country. If we should do that, this party will be successful.
Professor Michael Kwede na ne nye niema ekoso party no hokra eno say sa wo so pe Frank Crawford di bra bisa wo se bra ben na wo wabo mwa ben na wo de ama party na nkasa esa wo hwe sa niema na nyina na nye me na ma asemasi na me na ma obenten na akaka bensam ne nam ne ye keka de ye pe ne tutu ye nsa hwe yem tse de ye nko ane mema wo wiase nye no ene asem no no bia nwene party no ho kane se be ya party no kan kro hia no a ebetumi am wa ye adwuma na aboa party no amanako enkan na edom kuma wo mra se bedwam chia ba no dani onmonyamfo Alexander Kwame na afenyo marking enso so edi na no to sa asemi emu.
For our leaders and party leaders, today's event is also a moment of gratitude. I look around and I see the stalwarts who build this party brick by brick, and I am reminded of how far we have come. You must continue to guide us, our elders, as we too prepare to pass the torch to those coming after us. To the youth of our great MPP tradition, this is your time. Question ideas. Own your place in our history. Don't insult your leaders on social media. Use the back channels within the party to express dissent. And don't go out washing our dirty linen in public.
Na party chochro for lawyer Justin Frempong Kodua JFK so actually here se party no e dey sa entity bia Patriotic Institute no ba se be obetimi atete obi a odom party no ni obi so a da hye bia party no be na kono ama wa ba be dom bie se be ya obehunu ne MPP amanyuko no gina ho ma na se party na bose na kina bi so otu anamo a wahu se ne oye no ene party nhihye ebo abira ana se enam ne kwanso.
Today, as our great party launches the Patriotic Institute, a premier party training school to serve as the engine to propagate our ideology, traditions, and values, to educate, groom, and mentor political leaders, and to strengthen our grassroots empowerment. The Patriotic Institute has developed a comprehensive curriculum that spans both mandatory and specialized courses. These courses are created by a team of in-house and external experts, drawing insights from our history, tradition, written and spoken values, political science, governance, law, communications, lessons from past campaigns and elections.
Justin Frempong Kodua MPP Amanyuko Church for George Osei ene boansemi ano ebreye ye gina we so na ya home ka se bon so age aboafo nkrato e ba sisia
What be some plumber? A damn pipe no de bo adwuma no. Kai no say DPS pipe nko an on fa mo adwuma bribia o. Esan gidi amenya wo DPS pipe munti. Ne mfani agrokra o. Enti frɛ 0543 662 727. Pomachira kwan was Spintex Road, Coca-Cola Chiriwa. DPS pipe. Chidie ahensodie. DPS pipe. Pipe nyina hene.
Happy delightful Jew. Swachilala, chichi soso. Afrana pa. Epe kwashu breakfast and was in woman. Joe happy delightful juice against with toast, cereal, and even them cool. A bread and fifi. The most fridge man. Happy delightful juice. One of one. And you be here. I come here to relax anyway. So I know when you're. Let's say what the chamado. Happy delightful juice. Off and a baby, I bring you all day long. One fruit juice. No happy delight. One different flavor. Different size. The number 1 liter. Number from NG 150 and 250 ml.
A healthy life shows on your supermarket.
Happy life fruit juice, loaded with taste.
No, papa, no, papa, no, papa, no, Ankasa. Polytank is everywhere, durable and authentic. Stronger brand you can trust. Polytank, we get some more Rambo and get some more super. And the Polytank, we did. Polytank, papa, no, Ankasa. Polytank, the original, always the best.
Hey, GoTV customers! From June 16th to July 31st, pay your subscription and get an instant upgrade on us. Enjoy Monday Madness with Big Brother Naija Season 9 reunion, Telenovela Tuesdays, and Whining Wednesday with FIFA Club World Cup action. Enjoy Terrific Thursdays, Friday Fun Day, Blockbuster Saturdays, and finally, Sunday Best with Shaka Ilembe and Nigerian Idol. Pay your subscription today. Simply dial *759#. We've got you. T&C Supply. Go TV. Love it.
Tune it in. Turn it up.
Peace FM.
And rip off the knob.
Yes, I'm a nyina akwa babiom e de ba ye kasebo pono so na ena nwumre nsem bia kasebo de di mu akotene enie ene se piempeni ya wono wotena nchene woni nsentwofo di nkomo kirechirem se di brane di asase aba wonti jai waso wonyemu ntofom na na se wochina ye kwa ma no so ene kane deputy attorney general Dina Sunabadapa ekodi nkomo saso ena lawyer Boatembu amaso ye ne kasa fa CJ ensensem no ehum saso na nsem wo ye ntinkrata piefia bankesemu a Felix Kwachofo so na wo yi anom saso ena kane Ghana mampeni John Kofo kasa kire MPP mebunu se opportunity bi bia no wo mfa na hia sem papa enti na nwumre de editor ensem na ani
Ena yedemu AC hena moti enga kenkemu ye me nana ya kese ena
ohine wa kese bo ahine na afi
mame akosia eto now
na enyumako bi adawroma ena na nwumre ye somo JM Ado and Sons omo ena de well slip na yeka well slip no a eye spray bi a ode abadwa so a obi a ukodem ana eho asem aye den pa oze nano so no niam bebre ena ede eba en tontom defui mo ankete ombeba be hawa dwene sa na we na ha ho we anu asi no wabo ho paw be yen sa time a wani ko san no ase opesa wo da no na time aso ese se oba adwuma sa de ne ya pa na se odo ho to JM Ado and Sons so a well slip no a wode aba no ebeboa amwa da yie pa na bibia so be kama o say well slip no ho wode be hye okatama sesa na aboa wo body na nkasa na obi ho a oda ho na for instance onantem a ontimi na nti eye habama e de yi active ingredients na frim to spray kakra okatama na sesa na ada ho da ho say ya won say na ma body no agogo na ho agogo sa to ani betier na wokọ na no wada kura no asase hwankromo we slip no adwuma eye eno na boa pa omdi ho adanse say boa pa we slip entifi na kro obi na ho aye o dine bia JM Ado and Sons adawroma we slip eno na be boa wo na yefiri ho a memfa yani enkyere enedwa so nanye mari nyina ne maduane no o mani bi ho an nsan no emonti ofre ne se mebestra no ewra o nana mini ho wa fre ne se o amna nkola no so omo fa ho ka cho me se me commissions ho abenzu ontina fie da duane kakra obe no ama nkwada ya hunti so aduane kakra obe tena fie obe no ama nkore nya bia die nti ena me kwa abenzu ena me kwa agricultures ena mini ho de bia uni ho onsano montra na ehwemu kire se oba bia se o ye aduane oho aduane no a wo beye no spices wo dwa so bebre but se wo choose ohene yire a e de se de wabo nkwan na se correct no se wa choose ohene yire nkwan anti no aduane ne de no 50% is assured de aka na e de osu afiri maame ho what I say the ocean free mama ho na ada 50 and ohere yire so ema 50 no spices ahodo ni nyina bi ohere yire e obi nti ukodwa so a mesrew aya na wato ohere yire spices eno na ebema waduane aye kama ese ene wedie ye mono mokwa ubetumi afem mata de akọ party ngovo beka se kente fata pa mpaboy fata pa wigi de fata pa ni nyina wabono mokwa boropose na mum se wose ubetumi asre obi sen e de akọ party akọ sere badwam ye nye ne saa party odi wusi huni Pepsodent cavity fighter osi achi enamel no eno abebo ho ban na aye den moamoa bi antimi ntra ho e na den carbon bi aba wonum Raoul's Pharmaceuticals womo eba ye no so timi se oba ni ye pa omo the special oral tonic bi aba ya eno boa ema for general well-being anything oba bia ukwa ficha na asoma ba fie obi won so a the date en sheda anye regular month we onya no 4th next month obetu anya no be 10th and 15th obi okra mpo a we wanya no 4th no next month no ebetumi aba 28th na ordinary ato 4th no so no akwa ba bi na akwa ye no so asem unya sa irregular flow no a na date no a esa down wani Raoul's Pharmaceuticals omo new high lady virgin mixture no aba no hala ebe nwa kama pa bibia so mbitiu bibia mfo wase bibia ni ho ebe bitiu da tambia we prepared na budget cash and carry omo enede Blue Jeans energy drink abadwaso Blue Jeans energy drink no a ode eba ye no so e ahoden twom na gofo ka senti na mo dem ye adwuma mo mre na Blue Jeans ho ye be da ka se abre Blue Jeans ohui emre ye beba de bia ko hwetugu was just matu kwan ana madam kra mesori abedi sa na tie Dolphin roofing system obese about dance ma opeso ye boda so ma adwumakuo ba ko a ono ote Ghana environment nase no onim se titru ne ye na won kran ha se ye benpo entinya material bia na di twa nkense ma obi ene Duffield roofing system okohwe dan no esusu nkense ni nyina no ato no bo ase atwa na kama ama High Sense Ghana Ope TV Ope fridge na nzen kura e $30 isu idie High Sense ne man there answer the ere chiche no me dem ta tu mrante no fo say sabre ya na betumi ato ne masiesie o dem o twa mane ya kakra bi pe Henry o mane ya kakra ntimi nto sabre wako Henry dem ana ni party ni party si awon pe o so ahu boni anipa hye sumudie no oh esumu adwuma ne ye de pa boni anipa hye sumu asidie no wo so wote wa na pie firi na no prekope obi ansoma no wo ko Henry dem da ben wo ko ho da ben abena o ze ni pe twa ntra obre ni pe twa onzo obi wo ko wan kra o ba don se ya che Henry so wa pepa anu ho betena dem ate de as a we good boy bi ama Henry ya ba ko asem wa chire ho and the TV no ba ko no a sa wo hwe ball a as a de nipa no gina wo dem ho pa na hwe no Ewurade okọ High Sense pa yo TV ene wo TV me kai sa tama na nkofo tonton 3K ni ade no na High Sense not on 7K Tutu say ne ultra definition no cry no. Oh God. Ne pictures yek obi ka cray. O shade na otu say TV pa na mehwe fridge a eche papa. Obi ka chem say High Sense bag na fofra na oto ne fridge. Waware awo enya badana wo. E the fridge ya che ne nana so still fridge no da so ye adwuma High Sense for there MTN se Ghana ase baby obekwa mununkum hata ho bia MTN de nyame anim ne ntese network ba ko no ntese network ba ko no da MTN wo ze network ba ko ya utimi ye call ate na bibia tie sila enum wo hunu se den yo uto data se sia na asa na de ayepono chi agina pono chi sa na shipa se unu obi chate enkankana oda ho na wani kum na mo chate message ba kwa send yi etwa no ho and drop da make enso gaga so ji adwa e ba sa na hia nkasa network bia ni Ghana ase ya o reliable chain MTN and the no kre no kre pan maka kire mo no MTN everywhere you go. Oson's Chemist or the Oson's garlic capsules abedwaso Oson's garlic capsules so garlic any aye enti garlic mo ahoɔden no a ene wanya no eba ne sanso a ebebo opa enwako yada woroma ene na nwumre ebe somo ebo no ngotwe a yede the platform ebeba